Do you remember when being happy felt like a choice you could make? When you didn't need anyone's approval to laugh, to dream, to feel alive? When did you start asking permission from everyone else before you allowed yourself to feel good? Because I see it everywhere. Women over 70 feeling like they need to earn happiness, like they need to be good enough, healthy enough, young enough. But here's what I know for certain. You don't need to earn happiness. You don't need permission. I'm 73 years old. I've seen women wait their entire lives to feel happy, waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. And I've seen women who just decided, that's enough.
I'm choosing joy.
Starting now. The difference? It's 12 things. Every single day. Deliberately. As acts of reclamation. These aren't complicated or expensive. They're about choosing joy anyway. Small things. Simple things. 5 minutes total. But those few minutes? They're the difference between existing and actually living. When I started doing these 12 things, I stopped waking with dread. I stopped feeling invisible. I started feeling alive again. And the best part? I'm not special. I just figured out what works. Now here's the thing. There's one of these 12 habits that makes the biggest difference. One thing that, if you only did this one thing, would still transform your entire life. It's the habit that creates the foundation for all the others. The one that took me longest to understand. But once I got it, everything else became easier. That's the one I'm saving for last. So you absolutely have to stay until the end. You're allowed to be happy. Starting today. Before we start, drop peace in the comments if you're ready to reclaim your happiness, and subscribe so you don't miss the one habit that changes everything. Thing 1. They start their day with gratitude, not their phone. This simple habit changes everything. Most people wake up and immediately check their phones, emails, news, other people's problems, before they've even had coffee. But the happiest women over 70 do the opposite. They begin in silence. Just 5 minutes. Sitting, lying in bed, or looking out the window, no phone. In those 5 minutes, they name 3 things they're grateful for. It sounds trendy, but done consistently, it shifts your brain chemistry and your entire day. Because the mind naturally goes to pain, your body, your loneliness, what's missing. Gratitude interrupts that pattern. Maybe it's the morning light, a message from a friend, or simply being alive. That small shift moves you from anxiety to calm, from dread to hope. What it looks like. Before touching your phone or getting out of bed, name 3 things you're grateful for. Say them. Feel them. Then start your day. Thing 2. They move their body for joy, not fitness. This isn't about exercise. It's about feeling alive. The happiest women don't force workouts. They move because it feels good. One dances in her kitchen. Another takes slow, mindful walks. Another stretches gently with music. The goal isn't calories or looking younger. It's reconnecting with your body. As we age, we tend to sit more and move less. The body responds with stiffness, fatigue, and a sense of decline. But even gentle movement reminds the body it's alive.
Circulation à preuve.
Mood lifts. Possibility returns. A slow walk, noticing light, sounds, and sensations can turn a dull morning into a joyful one. What it looks like. Choose movement that feels like play, walking, dancing, stretching, gardening. Do it daily. Let it be enjoyable, not forced. Thing 3. They talk to someone they love, in person or on the phone. Connection is essential, and many people are quietly missing it. The happiest women over 70 prioritize real conversation every day. Not texting or social media, but hearing a voice, being heard, and truly connecting. It doesn't have to be long. A simple 10 to 20-minute call, laughing, sharing, being present, can shift your entire day. It reminds you that you matter, that you're loved, that you're not alone. Unhappiness often comes from isolation, not because life is bad, but because there's no one to witness it. And it doesn't take many people, just one consistent, real connection is enough. What it looks like. Every day, talk to someone you love. Keep it simple, real, and present. Thing 4. They do something kind, without expecting anything back. Kindness is a quiet superpower. It changes the giver as much as the receiver. The happiest women make it a daily habit. Small acts, big acts, it doesn't matter. A call to a lonely neighbor, a kind note, a simple gesture. They don't do it for attention, but because it makes them feel alive. Kindness shifts your focus away from your own worries and connects you to something bigger. That sense of purpose, of making someone's day better, is deeply fulfilling. Even simple acts like baking for others or offering a kind word create that feeling of meaning and connection. What it looks like: do one kind thing each day, small, simple, and genuine. Then notice how it changes how you feel. Thing 5. They spend time alone, without feeling lonely. This one surprises people. You'd expect happiness to mean constant company, but it doesn't. The happiest women over 70 are comfortable being alone. They read, journal, think, create, or simply sit with themselves. No pressure to fix anything or prove anything. That matters because when you enjoy your own company, you don't depend on others to feel whole. You don't tolerate toxic relationships or compromise your values. You know you're okay on your own, and that's freedom. Time alone becomes restorative. It fills you up, so when you're with others, you have something real to give. What it looks like: spend time alone every day doing something you genuinely enjoy, reading, thinking, creating, or simply being. Thing 6. They practice saying no without guilt. This is a big shift. Most of us are trained to say yes, to help, to show up, to meet expectations, even when we're exhausted. Over time, that leads to burnout and resentment. But the happiest women have learned to say no, clearly, calmly, and without guilt. No over-explaining.
No apologies.
Just honesty. Because every unwanted yes is a no to yourself, your time, energy, and peace.
So they choose themselves.
They decline what doesn't align, step away from draining obligations, and protect what matters. And in doing so, they reclaim their lives. What it looks like: say no to one thing today you'd usually accept out of guilt. Notice how it feels to protect your time and energy. Thing 7. They laugh often and at themselves. The happiest women over 70 laugh a lot, especially at themselves. They don't take aging too seriously or get stuck in their own drama. They find humor in aching joints, memory slips, and the absurdity of everyday life. Laughter isn't trivial, it's medicine. It lowers stress, boosts mood, and makes life feel lighter. And it's not about having a perfect life, it's about finding humor in the mess. What it looks like: do something that makes you genuinely laugh. Watch something funny, share a joke, or simply laugh at yourself. Thing 8. They eat food they enjoy without guilt. After years of restriction, the happiest women let go of food guilt. They still eat well, but they no longer obsess over good or bad foods. They enjoy what they love: cake, pasta, a treat, without overthinking it. Because food is one of life's simple pleasures, and constantly denying it drains joy. Balance replaces restriction, and enjoyment replaces guilt. What it looks like: eat something you truly enjoy today without guilt. Slow down, savor it, and allow it to be a pleasure, not a problem. Thing 9. They keep learning. Curiosity prevents stagnation. The happiest women over 70 are still learning, growing, and exploring. They pick up new skills: painting, languages, cooking, technology, not to feel young but to stay engaged. Because when learning stops, life starts to feel small and repetitive. Curiosity keeps the mind alive. It keeps you connected to possibility and growth. Every new skill or idea expands who you are. What it looks like: choose something new to learn. Start small. Be a beginner. Let yourself feel the energy that comes with growth. Thing 10. They practice forgiveness for others and themselves. This one brings the deepest peace. The happiest women forgive, not because others deserve it, but because holding on to hurt only harms them. Letting go releases that weight. They forgive others who disappointed them. And just as importantly, they forgive themselves for mistakes, regrets, and unmet expectations. Because the past can't be changed, but your relationship to it can. And in that shift, there's freedom. What it looks like: think of a person or yourself where you're holding on to hurt. Choose to let it go. Not because it's easy, but because it frees you. Thing 11. They spend time in nature to feel part of something bigger. Nature is medicine, and the happiest women make time for it. They step outside, feel the sun, notice the sky, listen to rain, watch things grow. And in those moments, something shifts. Problems feel smaller, perspective widens, and life feels bigger than personal worries. It's grounding, calming, and deeply reassuring. What it looks like: spend a few minutes outside each day. Walk, sit, or simply notice what's around you. Let nature bring you back to a wider perspective. Thing 12. They accept their age and find freedom in it. This is the one that changes everything. They fully accept their age. Not with resignation, but with freedom. They stop trying to look younger, stop seeking approval, and stop proving anything. They simply become themselves fully and honestly. And in that acceptance, something powerful happens. Energy is no longer wasted on comparison or insecurity. What remains is peace, authenticity, and ease. Wrinkles become a story. The body becomes something to appreciate, not criticize. Aging becomes a sign of a life lived, not something to fight. What it looks like: look at yourself with honesty and compassion. Accept where you are. Let go of the need to be anything else, and feel the freedom in that. 12 simple habits: gratitude, movement, connection, kindness, solitude, boundaries, laughter, joy, learning, forgiveness, nature, acceptance. No money, no perfection, just daily choices to feed joy. Happiness isn't luck. It's created every day. And your happiest years can start now. Pick one habit. Do it today. Notice the shift. Comment which one you chose. Subscribe if this spoke to you. Share with someone who needs it. Your joy is waiting.